Is it that important to me? I do not feel good. I am literally searching the city for some sugar daddies at 6:30 at night. I do not feel good. I'm about to go to Walmart, a place I do not ever go, all for some sugar daddies. And all because I love my friends. I am scouring the city for candy. Scouring the city for some candy. I gotta rethink some things in life. Hi guys, and welcome back. And yes, I'm wearing a heart sweater. Let me explain. It's Valentine's Day. So when you see this though, it's not going to be Valentine's Day. It's going to be the day after Valentine's Day. But just know for me, it is Valentine's Day. And what I've got going on is, so I do not have a boo. I know, sad day. But I do have girl boos, which are my very, very close friends in life. And I am putting together a little Valentine's Day little baggie for them, and I'm going to deliver it to them. And I also created personalized notes for them, or letters for them, that I'm going to put on the bag. I thought to do this very last minute, as you could tell from the intro. So while I put these bags together, I'm actually going to give you the third video of this month's Black History Month little note from me. The response has been so overwhelming, and I am so thankful for each and every one of you that have tuned in to look at my videos. I started advertising on TikTok, and a lot of you are from there, and I'm so thankful. I'm so mad at myself that I didn't think to go over there before and do it, but I'm there now. But yeah, so I'm gonna put these bags together. I've already gotten notice. I sent out this morning to the friends that I want to deliver this to. I'm like, are you going to be home? Are you going to be home today? No, I'm out of town. What? So this is why you ask stuff ahead of time. But anyway, because I was breaking my neck trying to get this stuff, because like I said, this was last minute. So anyway, I'm not going to show you what's in the bags because they're very personal. I personalize them to each person, so I'm not going to tell you or show you what's in the bags, but I'll show you the end result. How about that? But there's one thing that I put in there that's funny, which you saw me on the hunt for some sugar daddies. It's just a joke, because there are some of us that aren't in a relationship, and that sugar daddy, it's a joke. It's sugar daddy. Okay. So, but anyway, Yes, so let's just jump into this topic because I think I've lost some of you. But anyway, here we go. Alright, so here we go. Alright, and sorry if I sound crazy. I am sick. I have a cold. Yes, I have a cold. And I got sick. I'm not gonna go into that, but I got sick. And it's not fun at all. I mean, I sound worse than I am, but I'll be fine. I'll be fine. But yeah. So here we go. We are talking about blooming where God made you. Specifically about realizing that the space that you are in was not made for you. And as a Black person, as a Black woman, this has been a running theme throughout my whole career until now. So why did I just get another notice from a friend saying that she's not going to be home all day? Listen, you guys, I swear, in my mind, this all looked different. So first of all, I wasn't going to be sick. Second of all, I was going to be up early enough to get all this done. But I went to a concert last night and did not get back in until like 2:30 this morning. And boy, I am not made for that life anymore. It's just not, I can't do it. I am not made for this life of, staying out late. And that is, for some reason, that's what I've been doing. But so my whole reason for doing this is because I told you guys that this past year has been a difficult one for me. And I wanted to show my friends that I appreciate them. These women have held it down this last year for me. Whether it is a simple text, whether it is sending me flowers, just calling, checking up on me, my beautiful goddaughter. I will be on the verge of tears. And this little girl, I just hung up with her actually. This girl will FaceTime me out of nowhere. And just my heart. She has my heart. And I want to show that I value you, I see you, and I am very much grateful for you. And when I put these together, I was thinking of something deeper than just actually what this gift represents. Loving on your people intentionally, especially as a Black woman, it is not small. It's resilience, it's community, it's survival. Black women have always had to create places for each other in hard worlds. We've had to always build warm spaces in cold systems. And that got me to thinking about something. Because as much as we show up for one another in love, we also have to navigate systems that were not built for us. Spaces where we are questioned before we are qualified. Spaces where we are labeled before anyone even knows us. So while I sit here filling these bags, we're going to talk about that. Let's talk about blooming where God planted us. These are bags. Aren't they cute? Has a little black ribbon with it and everything. And then I'm going to put, see, this is my wheelhouse. I love doing stuff like this. I'm going to put the letter that I printed for them in an envelope with the black inside, and then these little sticker seals for the outside that says love, because who's licking something? I'm not licking anything. And then just put these with the bags. But I can show you this. Even though my friend that's out of town, she might watch this video before she gets her thing, because she's not going to be back till Monday. But I got them these little keychains that say, okay, come on. These little keychains that says not sisters by blood, but sisters by heart. I think this is so cute. Don't look at my fingernail. Oh God. I hope they think so too. But anyway, so today we're going to talk about navigating spaces. Spaces we did not design. We are going to talk about spaces that were not built with us in mind. We're going to talk about spaces where our presence is questioned before our performance ever is. That could be workplaces, professional environments. It could be church. It could be store, like retail stores. This message is about what it costs to exist in these spaces, how we survive them, why God still places us there, and what we are to do when we realize that these places are never, ever neutral. Because if you are a Black person, and especially if you are a Black woman, you do not need a book to tell you this truth. Sometimes just walking in a room is work. You hear me? Work. So I have a few story times during this video. So here's my first one. So the first time I really recognized racism, like growing up, and I've written about this on my website, but growing up, I saw racism. Like, I saw it on TV, I saw it in real life, but I had never experienced it until I was about 9 years old. And I was in music class, and it was Black History Month. We were learning the Black National Anthem. And for some reason, my class was just not getting it. Like, I don't know what was so difficult. Now, I grew up in spaces where the majority is Black. But my teacher, and I know her name, and I'm not going to say it, but if you went to my school when we were younger, you know exactly who I'm talking about. But I remember that I see her face. I know her name. You can't mistake her. But she got really irritated, really frustrated with us not being able to grab this song. And all I remember, oh, for the love, all I remember was hearing, "You people should know this song." Pardon? I'm sorry, what? So even at that young age, my mom picking me up from school that day, she said that was the very first thing that came out of my mouth when I hopped in the car. Because I knew what she said was not right. And my mom had to tell me, "No, you're correct. That was not That was not right for her to say. Now, what my mom did with that information, I don't know. But that moment became an acorn moment for me. Up until like a decade ago, maybe, my mom brought it up and I had forgotten about it. And I called it an acorn moment because I had buried it under years of experiencing racism, colorism, privilege, rejection, being overlooked, and hatred. But not all of them came from white people, because sometimes it be your own people that try to tear you down too. And that's a hard truth we all need to face. Hate does not have a uniform. But if you're not careful, the weight of being hated can consume you. Black history is the story of excellence in exclusion. We've always had to code switch. We've always had to soften our tone, overperform, anticipate offense, survive microaggressions, all while being told you're too much, you're intimidating, you're angry, you don't fit the culture. From boardrooms to classrooms to pulpits, sometimes Black people have bloomed in soil that tried to starve us. Not because the soil was good, but because God was faithful. So, my experience being a Black woman in leadership. As a Black woman, I'm Black first. That's what you see first. And then I'm a woman. My skin introduces me before my resume does. And my Blackness comes with stereotypes, whether you earn them or not. And let's name the weight of the word stereotypes. Because Black women are not just judged individually. We're judged historically. Before we even open our mouths, we are already labeled as loud or aggressive or intimidating or angry or too much. Or on the other extreme, we're too quiet, too soft, too passive. Make up your mind. And what's dangerous is this. We are often assigned these traits unprovoked. Not because what we've done, but because the world has decided what we represent. So where does this come from? It comes from history. It comes from survival being misread as attitude. From strength being mistaken for threat. From confidence being labeled as defiance. From silence being called guilt. From boundaries being called hostility. During slavery, Black women were forced to be strong to survive and then punished for that strength. Our pain was ignored. Our emotions were dismissed. Our humanity was denied. We were expected to endure everything, and we complained about nothing. And that narrative never fully left. So now in modern spaces, corporate offices, classrooms, churches, that same distorted lens still exists. If we speak clearly, we're aggressive. If we're quiet, we're cold. If we lead firmly, we're angry. If we lead gently, we're too weak. If we show emotion, we're unprofessional. If we show none, we're unrelatable. There is no neutral way to exist in a space where people have already decided who you are. And that's why navigating these environments is not just professional, it's spiritual. Because you're not fighting these people alone. You're fighting projections. You're fighting history. You are fighting expectations you never agreed to carry. Some people walk on eggshells not to confirm them, and others, like me, choose to simply be themselves. As a manager, I'm confident, I'm intelligent, I'm observant, I have a serious face, I have a heavy voice, and I pick my battles. There is one moment in my professional career that will always stay with me. I'll keep it short and sweet, but I do have this story on my website. One of my front desk employees, she came to me one day and said, "You know what?" She said, "You know what? You come across like Claire Huxtable." And I'm like, what?
I'm getting this money to buy this car if your father doesn't approve. Well, now, wait a minute.
Well, I don't understand the problem here. It's my money in my bank account in my name. You're acting like I'm asking you for your money, and I'm not. It's my money, and I can do what I want with it. Are we still in America, or what?
Now, do you want to go first, or should I?
I want to go first.
Okay.
Come sit here. You see, you're ready to plunge in and buy this car just like you were with that bracelet, the waterbed, and the dead fish. And at this point in your life, you can do pretty much what you please because you know in the back of your mind that we're always there to bail you out. We're your safety net. You see, we're so good at it, half the time you don't even know we're doing it. Well, your father and I accept that responsibility because we're your parents. And you better remember that, young lady. Because if you ever take this attitude with us again, you can take whatever is in that bank account of yours and go discover America.
Mind you, Cosby Show, one of my favorite shows in the whole world. But she said, "You move like Claire Huxtable." And I laughed because that is one of the greatest compliments you could ever give me. And it's because she is so poised and direct and sharp when necessary, but never loud. She was never loud. Never disrespectful. She was very much an observer. Never, and that's me. I never yelled. I never got loud. I never moved in anger. I said what I needed to say and I kept moving. That was my style of leadership. It was very much calm, clear, and firm. And somehow, even that's still too much for people. Story time. So after 2 successful years with this one company that I was with, I got promoted, had the opportunity to take on more clinics and more money, more responsibility, and all was good with life. I was worried about these clinics because there were people in these clinics that they thought that they were the boss. They were basically who I was going to be. I was the manager, and that's, what they wanted to do. They thought that they were going to lead the clinic. They were struggled locations, making money, but could do better. And the clinic where I came from was a struggling clinic before I got there, and I turned it around, and it was the top performing clinic out of 14. So I can make the numbers. So these clinics were unmanaged, undisciplined. They protected dysfunction. Keep that in mind. And I walked in wanting to fix this. So here's the truth they do not tell you. Being a black manager, no matter how good you are, still means you are watched every single second you are there and from every angle. I was the only black manager with this company. No one above me looked like me. The only people that had a problem with me were the ones who had enjoyed unchecked power. Within weeks of accountability, they turned on me. Meetings with corporate, complaints to the CEO, who was accessible when you shouldn't be able to go straight to the CEO. But anyway, I had to withstand whispers, sabotage, but yet I stayed quiet. Because scripture says, a fool vents all of his feelings, but a wise person holds them back. And that's what I did. One day, after a tense but calm meeting with one of my subordinates, I stood up from this meeting and I said, "We will talk later when you calm down." She stood up and she stormed out. A week later, one of my front desk called me and said, "She's been telling everybody you're an angry black woman." So, for some reason, that hurt my feelings. So I've been called, we're going to keep it PG on this channel. I've been called the N-word before. I've been called a B-word so many times, I've lost count. But for some reason, being called an angry black woman cut. And after a while, I realized it cut because professionally, that is something that I have always tried to keep myself from looking as. The reason why I moved so Claire Huxtable-like. Because I never wanted to be that person. And so I knew I wasn't. I knew I wasn't an angry black woman. Can I be? Absolutely. But not in a professional setting. That's never been me. I never raised my voice. I didn't retaliate for anything that was said to me, said about me, or done to me while I was meeting with her. I had simply not played my role. HR was called. You bet your bottom I called. Statements were written, not just by me, but by my front desk, who she was telling this to, yelling it from the mountaintops that I was an angry black woman. Of course, she denied calling me that, but everyone heard it. And after she denied calling me that, we had a meeting with HR that again was going nowhere because she just sat there and denied the whole thing. But at the end, she goes, "I didn't call you that, but I do think you're angry." Silence was no longer obedience. I spoke calmly. I spoke clearly. I spoke with dignity. And nothing happened. No discipline, no accountability, no protection. Everyone in the company was assigned a racial sensitivity training module, as if my existence was the trigger. That's when I knew I had to leave that job. Why does God allow us in these spaces that wound us? Because sometimes the space reveals what is broken. The pressure reveals who we are, and the exit reveals where God is taking us. So I want you to understand that every assignment is not permanent. Some are preparatory. That job taught me a lot. It taught me how to lead under fire. It taught me how to remain dignified when disrespected. It taught me how to trust God when the system fails me. And most importantly, it taught me how to forgive without minimizing harm. So I have been asked before, how did I get through that situation? And let me tell you, it was not easy. I know it is an instinct for all of us to react, but do not respond. Just do not respond. Your resistance is not weakness. It's strategy. Think of it that way. Pray before every interaction that you have. You better believe every single time I crossed the threshold of that door, I was not calling Jesus' name. I was not calling on my Father to bless this interaction with not only my staff, who she was trying to poison against me, that never worked, but the young lady that I had issue with as well. Every single interaction I was praying. You cannot carry spiritual warfare without spiritual covering. Remember that. Let God handle vengeance. The fight predates you. It does not belong to you. Let God handle that individual. And when I got that email about racial insensitivity, my first instinct was, I gotta get up out of here. Know when your season is over. God doesn't always call us to stay. Sometimes obedience looks like leaving in peace. And I was at peace with leaving. So I want you to ask yourself this. Have I been shrinking myself to survive? Is God asking me to endure or exit? Who am I becoming in this space? So one thing I want to do for you is pray for you if you are going through something like this. I really didn't let a lot of people in. People knew about what was going on if they worked with me and worked with that person, because trust me, I was not the only person that was going through this with her. Because even though nobody above me looked like me, majority of the employees looked like me. And I was not the only one she was treating like this. So they knew my struggle, but other people did not. So I want to share a prayer with you. It's not the exact prayer that I prayed, but I want to give you these words that you can say. God, give us wisdom to discern hostile spaces, strength to stand when you say stand, courage to leave when you say move. Heal the wounds we carry from places that misjudge us. Protect our hearts from bitterness. Teach us how to forgive without forgetting who we are. And help us bloom, not because the soil is good, but because you are faithful. Amen. I pray that what I had to say today was helpful. I can go deeper into this topic because it hasn't been just this job that I've dealt with situations like this. This happens quite often in the workplace. And we spend so much time there. That's where the bulk of my experience with hatred for Black women come from. And so if you are dealing with this or know somebody is dealing with this, pass this along to them. And if you want me to expound on this topic, I would absolutely do that for you. Because I have experience with dealing with and just being unbothered. Like, I was telling a friend of mine the other night that it's gotten to the point where I don't even, when I go to work, I do not get personal with people anymore. And people often wonder, well, why isn't she interacting with us? Or like, it's because of history. It's because of what I've experienced in the past when I've let work people in. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm sorry. I'm just not. So, yeah. Let me know what your thoughts, feelings, if this has happened to you. Let me know in the comments, or you can DM me. A lot of people DM me because they just don't want to put that word out there. But listen, I've experienced a lot in my almost 46 years of living, and it's not been all pretty. And I can absolutely help navigate you through certain things. Like, I have been working on my videos that I'm going to put out for Women's History Month. I am not just a woman. I am not just a woman. I am not just a Black woman. I am a woman also. Therefore, I have had double the cuts. So, Women's History Month, I got some stories then too, so watch out for that. But anyway, I have not put together one single bag since I've been talking to you guys. But anyway, so I'll show you what the bags look like at the end. But anyway, I'm gonna wrap this up, get these bags, some of them delivered, and to these folks, and I will see you all next week. I have a really good story for you next week too. So like, subscribe, comment to my video, tell me what you like, tell me what you didn't like. Hopefully you did not like anything, but anyway. But hopefully this resonated with you. Pass it along to someone else that you might think it benefits with me. Pray for your girl in this awful head cold that she has. When I say she, I mean me, of course. But because I am going through it, I am going to get my life together. But anyway, I love you all. I hope you had a happy Valentine's Day, and I will see you next Sunday. That was too much. Okay. Angry black woman. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's me. I'm angry. Okay. I need a new glasses thing. Be like, no. Okay. Bye for now.